Hey guys, it's Andrew from Apex Trades. I do hope you are well. Well, as you can tell from the thumbnail, got a little bit of a thing to talk about specifically with Apex. I made a video a while back actually, kind of dressing down Apex and saying words to the effect that I'm switching from Apex and I'm going to Top Step, and the reasons behind that. Really what I want to talk about today is why that was probably a little bit premature. It was probably right at the time, but honestly, things have changed enough for me to realise that actually Apex is the top dog. And they are super legit, and I know there's probably going to be a lot of people who disagree with that. Because I you know, as well as trading, I watch a lot of other YouTubers, and I see the comments, and a lot of people is all about payouts, and didn't get me payout here, didn't get me payout there. And I'm going to give you my story because I went through it, but there's a bit of a spin on it, and so let's dive in. I just wanted to start just by showing this screen. So this was the video. I'm switching prof firms from ATF.com to Top Step, and at the time it was valid. I think we couldn't DCA. There was other things that the market and stuff kind of, I ranted about the market, and that was geared towards kind of gambling, and a lot of it was probably, and also the way in which I trade didn't favor, you know, that kind of idea at the time. Some of that is still true, but in the main, I wouldn't swap Apex for Top Step in a heartbeat, in my opinion now. So in all honesty, some of it was relevant, but the majority of it is not. So what's this video really about? So this video is about why I think Apex is a super legit company, and it's really around the payouts, right? If you've watched my last couple of videos, you'll have known that I got knocked back on payouts, right? So let's have a look. So you can see here. So this is 68. So account 68, and you see here, and you can see here. If you look, I was denied here after 8 days of trading. Then traded another 8 days, also denied twice. Denied for first time was 30% MAE rule because I was just building the account. I drew down more than 30% of my total profit. Accepted. Second time, I drew down more than 50% of my profit during the next 8 days of my trading. And on Friday, yesterday, today is Thursday, so Wednesday, I was approved, right? And I knew I hadn't broke any rules, so why is this, like, amazing? Why am I doing this video? Because ultimately, I knew I was denied because I had failed, right? I had not hit their rules. And honestly, when I was doing the third phase, i.e. this third step here, I was really nervous, thinking they're just gonna, psychologically, they're just gonna look for any excuse. They just don't want to pay out this, that, and the other. That was running through my mind, I have to be honest. And I had another video idea ready to think, because I didn't believe I'd broken any rules on the third phase. If I get denied again, then I'm probably going to do a video saying it's a scam. But this changes everything, in my opinion, because I knew I didn't break any rules, and guess what? I got paid, and that's because I didn't break any rules. If we go in to the PA charts, right, we can see the timeline, right? So this, you know, I had a wide drawdown here. I think that this may have, so that was a minus 5k. I can't remember what it was at, but ultimately it was probably enough to stop me getting the payout. At this stage, because I'm so high up, let me just look at the chart here. So we're talking, look at the account balance. So you've got to remember, right, we started on 150k and steadily. So I'm trying to, if you look, I don't know why I'm pointing, you can't see that, but as I'm moving across 152k, 154, 154.8, 155, 157, 159, 159 next day, 160, 157, so that was the first day I had a loss. 161, 165, 166, 168. Went from 168 down to 163 nearly. Bit of a dip day. So from back from didn't want to do that. Back from 162 to 163, 165, 170, 172, 175. So this now is I think into the, so if I go 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So from here, really, this is the third phase of the consistency, right? So 172, 175, 176, 185. That was a mega day. 180. So that, because we're so high up now, so 185 to then lose 5k the next day, that's, at this point, you're 20k up. You're 25k up in pure profit, right? So to take a 5k loss is nowhere near 50% MAE drawdown. So obviously okay. 180, 182, 183 nearly, 182 again, because that's when I got the payout, right? So it was approved here, and then I traded. So from 182,995, didn't trade that day. 183,984. So I had one trading day in after I got paid, but I knew I hadn't broken any rules, and they paid me out. So for me, like, I think the biggest misconception with Apex, and I believe it's down to the individual, right? Most people who have their own YouTube channel or whatever, they've had a bad day. We all have it, right? And that bad day turns into gripe, and they break a rule, and then it'll go on all kinds of Discord servers and YouTube and all these kind of things. And what you don't really see is the honest detail. Like, you can't tell from this, right, what my MAE is, because this only shows net profit and loss from the day to day. It doesn't show you a drawdown. Are those people, because you can tell pretty much straight away. Anyone who's got a denial, go on to Tradeovate, look at the ratio, look at the actual biggest drawdown, because that will show you the biggest drawdown day you have. And so all that being said, I take this in my mind and I think, do you know what? Apex has proved to me that they will pay traders if they follow the rules. And the rules are not that bad, right? Once you start to scale. So now, let's just be real a minute, right? So I'm now at, I don't know if you can see that on the bottom there, but I'm now at 188, because I don't think that's calculated yesterday's value in yet. So I had another basically yesterday I took 3k. Today I took just over 4k, so now I'm sitting at 188, which is $38,000 in profit, right? And I've had my first payout. So hopefully, what I'm hoping for is next Friday, if I can request another payout, that'll be payout 2, right? And I'm only sticking to the one account at the moment. I'm not trying to veer outside of any, anything. But look, that was a stunning trade, right? You can see we're a shorter from there. That was 8 contracts, by the way. Got out here, but that was a fairly nice move. I took a few losses on the way up, by the way, which is why that's not quite the number. But and then I was just scalping bits and pieces here and there. So what's the model of the story? The model of the story really is, in my opinion, I think Apex is super legit. I think they pay traders who follow the rules. I think they deny people who don't. I think there's probably a lot of people who think they should have been paid but got denied, and then they jump on the soapbox. But honestly, there's 2 questions I'd say. And well, the first question would be, show me the statistics, show me your drawdown, show me your, information that you can see. And secondly, I'm not saying that Apex is watertight. There could be issues which are genuinely mistakes, right? So where someone's denied a payment as a mistake, and then you raise a ticket, and then you can kind of get that validated, and maybe they approve it or whatever. Who knows? They're not squeaky clean. They're gonna make errors, but ultimately, if you've traded well and you haven't broken any rules, you will be paid out, and that for me is the mark of a solid company, and not so much an individualistic thing, but just that you follow a plan, you follow the rules, and hopefully you get paid. See you soon.